Hey, Brian Sullivan, founder of Precise Selling, with your weekly video tip. Now, last week I gave you 5 things that you should not do in a virtual meeting if you want people to actually like it and do something as a result of the meeting. Now, this week I'm going to give you the other 5, so that makes 10 great tips. Okay, now a recent survey I was reading about said this. It said that in a virtual meeting, only 23% of the people on it are giving you their full attention. 25% are actually going through email, and 27% they're doing other work. Well, why is that? Well, it's because most of these presentations we're going through are just flat boring, or we don't feel like there's any value to us in listening to them. And this level of distraction is certainly much different and much higher than in face-to-face meetings. So tip number 1 this week, make your presentations a dialogue, not a monologue. Because discussions and not sermons are the best way to achieve your meeting objective. Which means you need to use questions as your most important meeting tool. The most important meeting tool. So many of these web presentations start like this. Okay, people, thank you for coming on. I'm going to talk for 50 minutes, and at the end we'll have a Q&A. What do you think they're doing for the 50 minutes waiting to talk the last 10 minutes? They're bored to hell, which means they're not engaged. They're checking their email. They're checking voicemail, whatever. You have to ask questions all throughout. And why? Because questions will help you find out what they want. Questions will help you reduce resistance because the more they're talking, the better they feel. Questions will get them to sell themselves, meaning if you stop after a key slide and you say something like this, hey, I'm curious, you live this every day. How would this help you? Well, the more they're talking, the more they're selling themselves. And actually, questions will help them sell other people. So it's so important in this 1 hour, if that's all we got, that we're educating them enough to go take this to decision makers who we're going to need to say yes to us. All right, tip number 2 this week. Act like you want to be there. In fact, the level of enthusiasm in that room will be directly tied to your level of enthusiasm for the topic. Now think about it. How many meetings have you attended where the leader started with this one? And I love this one. Okay, guys, thanks for logging on. There's going to be a few people probably joining in late. I tell you, we got a lot to cover today. So let's just get through this. Oh my gosh. Talk about telling your audience that they probably shouldn't listen because this is going to be more like torture. Remember, if you tell the participants they are about to be miserable, guess what? They're going to be miserable. But if instead you show enthusiasm, and you tell them why and how this meeting will directly benefit them and their team, they're going to engage. Next tip, make or obtain decisions. You're there to get something done. It's a reason you're holding the meeting. And too many meetings you and I are going through these days are conducted like a 12-step therapy session. Meaning, okay, we're going to do a little this week, and then we'll do some more tomorrow, and then next week. No, get as much done today as you possibly can. There's a great quote by General George Patton. He said it well when he said, I would rather have a good plan today than a perfect plan 2 weeks from now. So let's get everything done we can in this meeting. Man, we're going to get hours of our life back. All right, next tip. If you want people to pay attention to you during your virtual meeting, you need to pay attention to them. How many times do I see people, hey, come join me on my meeting, and they expect my full attention. And then they might jump on one of my teammates' meetings, and their head's moving. You can tell they're not all engaged. You got to give respect to get respect. And last tip of the day, number 5, is put a bow on it, which means you need to summarize the key learning lessons and action items of that meeting. You see, do these 5 simple things, you're going to get more done. You're going to get it done more quickly. And as a result, you're going to get several hours of your life back each week. And those hours can be spent more productively, like spending time with your number 1 customers, which could be your family and friends. And those are the type of meetings we actually live for. So those are your 5 additional virtual selling tips. We'll see you next week. There's so much more good stuff ahead.